Good evening, everyone. This is The Coin, your once daily Bitcoin roundup. My name's Justin Holtz with Holtz Enterprises, and tonight we're doing episode number 5. So, we're going to cover some of what's been going on in the Bitcoin market, as well as a couple of news topics that caught my eye. So, let's get started. If you've been out of town for the weekend, you haven't really missed all that much. The price of Bitcoin's been pretty stable at around 9 at the moment. We bottomed out last Thursday at around 8. Hopefully we'll see it go back up to double digits pretty soon, but if you're looking to buy, it's still cheaper than what I bought some of my Bitcoin for, so I would buy if I had money, but like I always say, it's your money, so do your due diligence and do your research, but it's still an interesting time. You could still make some good money here, so yeah. One thing I was going to mention though, I've been using this Bitcoin Android app for a while. It was probably the first and the best, or it wasn't the first, but it was the best of the first group that came out. I guess the developer or the person that was supporting it has disappeared. The last update was last July 17th. And I've actually started to have some issues with it. I've got a little under a Bitcoin stuck in it. I can't seem to get it out. So I'm recommending everyone that's watching this, if you've got the opportunity, I'm starting to use BitPay's app. For those of you that don't know what BitPay is, they're working on developing merchant services and become pretty much a payment processor for businesses. But anyways, they're actively developing this Android Bitcoin wallet. So if you're looking for a way to store Bitcoin on your phone, this is probably the best way to do it at the moment. And they're actively working on it. So the last update was on the 28th. So you'll probably be seeing updates fairly regularly. But I was going to mention here about our affiliate sponsor, ExchangeBitcoins.com, or EXCHB for short. They're the first U.S. Bitcoin exchange, and they offer very low trade fees, 0.54%, as well as the unique ability to deposit funds at any Chase or Wells Fargo bank, meaning rather than it taking several days for you to get your money into an exchange to start trading, it takes several hours. So the other really nice thing about these guys is they actually have a telephone support line. So if you're having any issues or you need to get in contact with them, they're a quick phone call away, and they're not hiding in the dark somewhere. So if you're having trouble, you can always give them a call. But anyways, if you use my affiliate code, The Coin, you'll save 50% off trade fees for the first 30 days. So if you're looking for a new exchange to start trading Bitcoin at, or you're at a current exchange and you're just tired of it and you're looking for something new, definitely give these guys a try. They're really on their game. Take some time to talk about this video that was posted on the Wall Street Journal last Friday. I'm surprised how often mainstream media gets their facts wrong about Bitcoin, but these two definitely take the cake. Between the old school economist on the left and the geek expert on the right, I don't think they either present a valid argument against Bitcoin during their whole 5 minutes. So to start, they actually label Bitcoin as the stupid investment of the week. So if you can get past that kick in the nuts, their first actual argument is that Bitcoin are backed by nothing, which I say phooey. Bitcoin is the first currency to both have the secure means of exchange over distance, as well as secure storage without having to trust a bank, a government, or a third party to manage or regulate the currency. Not only that, it's the largest distributed computing project in the history of the internet. It's larger than SETI, it's larger than Folding at Home, it's larger than if a Fortune 500 company dedicated a supercomputer to Bitcoin. It's several times larger than that. So to say that it has no intrinsic value, that it's not backed by anything, you just don't understand the concept. The next thing that they bring up is, of course, that Bitcoin are being used to buy drugs. You've probably all heard of the Gawker story, Silk Road. People would using it to exchange Bitcoin for drugs over Tor. Two things about this. One, every currency since the dawn of man has been used to buy drugs. Bitcoin is not anything different, so to say it is just propaganda. Also, Bitcoin aren't fully anonymous, so anyone that's transacting illegal business over Bitcoin are taking a huge risk in doing so. At some point, a government agency or law enforcement, it's fairly likely that they will develop their own blockchain parsers. They'll work on de-anonymizing certain portions of the Bitcoin network. So to use it for buying drugs is only going to last really in the short term, as far as I see it. So that shouldn't even be an issue. The next thing that they get wrong is they seem to confuse the idea of a bank and an e-wallet provider. MyBitcoin.com wasn't a bank. It was simply an online e-wallet for you to store your Bitcoin in. Really, I have no remorse for anyone that loses their Bitcoin to using a service like this. The whole point of Bitcoin is to be decentralized, for you to be able to handle your own money. Anytime you trust one of these services, they could just run away with your Bitcoin. There's no way for you to get them back. So you're placing an enormous amount of trust in someone you've never met, or a company you have no idea if they're going to be here tomorrow. So yeah, just use Bitcoin how it's intended, and you won't even run into this issue. The next thing they bring up, of course, is that no one's accepting it yet. There's very few restaurants, a few businesses. A lot of it's being done online, but there are plenty of people like me. There are businesses that are starting up out there. People that are developing point-of-sale devices. They're setting up websites, setting up exchanges. People are filling all the niches in the market. So it's just a matter of time. I really, within the next year, I imagine seeing a whole array of different services that are offered for Bitcoin. And then the final point they make, and it's probably the least valid of all, is that there's no data of Bitcoin about Bitcoin, and that is just utterly ridiculous. If you were to compare the Federal Reserve or Wall Street or any financial instrument or institution to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is entirely transparent. Every single client that downloads it has the entire blockchain, every single transaction that's ever happened in Bitcoin at their disposal. The entire source code is open source. You can review everything that manages and otherwise controls the money supply. Try doing that with the Federal Reserve. To say that there's no data, it's just... go to blockexplorer.com, for God's sakes. I mean, sometimes I just don't even know where these people do their research. I mean, give me a call. I mean, I'll point you in the right direction. Yeah, in pretty much 5 minutes, these guys really just show that they don't understand anything about Bitcoin. So that's our show. If you'd like to stay up to date on what our business is doing, holtzenterprises.com. If you'd like to contact me, jholtz@holtzenterprises.com. You can also follow us on our YouTube channel. Please remember to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on that, as well as on Facebook and Twitter. On Twitter, it's @HoltzEnterprises, and I'll see you tomorrow.